To the ancient Egyptians, speaking the name of the dead was a magical act that granted them eternal life. Because of this belief, the ultimate punishment was damnatio memoriae, the complete and total obliteration of a person's name from history. This is a close-up of a damaged temple wall, showing a severely defaced cartouche, the oval loop that traditionally enclosed a royal name. Across Egypt, stonemasons systematically hunted down these specific carvings, turning the empire into a vast 3,400-year-old crime scene. The destruction grew more physical as teams smashed royal statues carved from solid rock and discarded the pieces in hidden limestone quarries. At the sprawling Karnak temple complex, workers went to extremes. Rather than toppling soaring monuments, they built monolithic stone walls entirely surrounding the pillars, sealing them in darkness to block them from public view. This erasure was an inside job, ordered by the state to wipe out the legacy of a pharaoh from the 18th dynasty. Her name was Hatshepsut, and she was a woman. The scale of this destruction poses an immediate question. What exactly could a female leader do to make her own people spend decades trying to erase her existence? Hatshepsut began her royal life in a restricted role. As the daughter of Thutmose I, she served as great royal wife to her half-brother. When he died, she stepped in as a temporary regent for his infant heir, Thutmose III. That arrangement lasted for roughly 7 years. Then Hatshepsut officially crowned herself pharaoh and adopted the full royal titulary, a sequence of 5 distinct names granted only to a sovereign ruler. She commanded artists to depict her using the traditional visual language of a male king. In stone, her physical form changed. She was carved with broad shoulders, a royal kilt, and the ceremonial false beard tied beneath her chin. By rewriting the visual aesthetics of absolute authority, she bypassed the rigid gender roles of her era and interrupted a long-established sequence of exclusively male rulers. Many Egyptian kings measured their success in blood, launching military campaigns to expand their borders. Hatshepsut took a different approach, focusing her resources on economic expansion and architectural innovation. She commissioned hundreds of buildings, but her absolute masterpiece was Djeser Djeseru, her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari. Built into a towering limestone cliff face, its terraced, colonnaded design predated the Greek Parthenon by over 1,000 years. Beyond construction, she re-established trade networks that had been severed for generations. Her most ambitious project was a naval expedition to the mysterious land of Punt, located along the coast of the Red Sea. This carved relief provides direct physical evidence of the expedition's return. It shows a line of men carrying live myrrh trees, frankincense, ebony, and gold, exotic wealth that flowed directly into the empire's treasury. By the time she died in 1458 BCE, she had overseen a period of unrivaled prosperity. Her reign was so successful that her successors could not simply ignore her formidable legacy. They had to actively destroy it. The campaign to chisel her away did not happen immediately. It wasn't until roughly 20 years into the solo reign of her stepson, Thutmose III, that stonemasons were officially dispatched across the country. For centuries, historians assumed this was the delayed revenge of a bitter stepson. Modern Egyptologists point to a colder political reality. Thutmose III was growing old and needed to secure the throne for his own son, Amenhotep II, by eliminating any trace of Hatshepsut's surviving bloodline. There was also a philosophical motive tied to Ma'at, the ancient Egyptian concept of cosmic truth, balance, and order. In their view, a woman acting as king was an anomaly that inherently disrupted this balance. By removing her name and image from the physical world, the state believed they were correcting a historical error and restoring cosmic harmony. The supreme historical irony of the campaign against Hatshepsut is that the precise methods used to obliterate her guaranteed her survival. Those thick stone walls built at Karnak to hide her monuments in darkness accidentally shielded them from millennia of wind and sand erosion, leaving them standing tall and crisp against the sky. This archival excavation photo shows deep trenches where workers dug through the sand. By smashing her statues and burying the rubble deep in quarry pits, Thutmose III effectively hid the artifacts from centuries of future grave robbers. The fragments lay safely dormant under the earth until modern archaeologists finally unearthed them, spending years matching the shattered rock back together to reconstruct her life. The chisels of the state failed to silence her. Because of the very attempts to destroy her, Hatshepsut remains one of the most documented and celebrated female pharaohs in ancient history. If you want to uncover more historical mysteries, like and subscribe to the channel.